Well, Graham, you've had a couple of weeks. What have you been able to do in this 2 weeks? So how have you been able to use it?
The first week was okay. We tried to give the players plenty of rest. Going into the second week, the weather, as we all know, took a turn for the worst. So it's been really, really bitty, really patchy this week. But I must say thank you to Dragon Park, who stepped in and helped us immensely with a training pitch. After they had a mini tournament over there, and they give us some grass to train on. So without their help, we would have been really struggling given the weather. But we've got a little bit of work in, so fingers crossed that will come out in our game and in our play on Saturday. But it's been enjoyable. It's been hard work, and it's been very worthwhile. But the big thing was to get some rest and some time off and some downtime for this group of lads, because the schedule has been relentless for them.
Your three boys away, all different parts of the world. Are they all back safely? And do you know if they're not, are they okay?
We've got two back, and we're still missing one. One is unaccounted for at this moment in time. We've Nick Townsend has come back, and Matt Baker have come back. So we're just waiting on Mariah Walsh. I believe he touches down today. He lands today at some stage. So it might just be rest, recuperation for him for the next 24, 48 hours, and then obviously for Saturday, then get him ready for Saturday. But I don't think he'll need much. I don't think he'll train much, and I don't think he'll do much between now and Saturday. But fingers crossed he comes back into us tomorrow, and he's on board and on bus and travelling to Colchester without any problems.
It doesn't happen very often in League Two, but were you sort of checking team lineups and how they were doing? And
well, we were, yeah. And no, look, I'll have to be honest. And I've had this all for the last 2 weeks with all my pals, my son as well, Sheffield Wednesday fans. They've got no internationals and we've got 6. So we've been having a little bit of banter about it. We've been having a little bit of crack. But look, fair play to the lads, fair play to them for getting called up. Whether that be on standby or whether that be actual being called up. But we've got 6 lads who have potentially could represent their country, which is amazing, which is brilliant, and proud of each and every one of them.
What about Colchester now then? Important that your players focus again now, isn't it? They've had their little break. You've worked hard this week, but they've got to get their heads back in game.
I think that's spot on. I think the word focus, yeah. I like that. I might use that in my team talk on Saturday.
Happy to give it to you.
Yeah, I think that's key. Look, I think focus and refocusing. They've had their downtime. Now it's head back in business. Refocus and regroup, and we go again. We should be in a good place. We should be high in confidence. We should be looking forward to it. And it's a real difficult place to go. Difficult challenge. They've obviously changed the landscape somewhat financially in what they've committed in January. We've done it through hard work. They've maybe done it through finances. But that's the uneven playing field that exists in League Two. But I'd much rather have it our way rather than their way. And our group of lads are really looking forward to the game on Saturday.
And I know you say you're never satisfied, and you'll never say you're safe. But another win would surely take you too far away from anybody now, wouldn't it?
But it's getting the next win. That's what we focus on. We focus on winning the next game, even in training. The 5-a-side, 6-a-side, 7-a-sides. If you don't win your first game, win the second one, and so forth. And that's just the mentality and the mindset that we have. Yes, we would all like to win more games. Yes, we'd all like to be better off in league status. But there's not a lot we can do with what's gone on in the past. All we can do is decide or dictate the future. And our message has always been, and our message will be the same as on Saturday, will be just win the next game. Just concentrate on the next game and try and win the next game, irrespective of what's gone on before or what's to come in the future. Concentrate on Saturday, or focus on Saturday, as you say.
I must ask you, since we last saw you, Gavin Foxall has stepped down for health reasons. How big an influence was he to you coming to this club?
Yeah, he was obviously a number. There was a number of them on the board. I done an interview when the chairman was present. Obviously, first and foremost, we wish him a speedy recovery. We thank him for his efforts, and we hope he gets well soon. And we all obviously thank him for his efforts and what he's done at the football club. and we don't like to hear of anybody falling ill. So obviously we're all thinking of them.
The concern for fans will be that there's not a figure at the top of the club now. Does that concern you at all? And how does his absence, if it does anything, how does it affect you?
Well, it doesn't really, without being disrespectful. It doesn't really. It shouldn't really. I don't think the chairman had any influence over training, and I don't think he had any influence over games or results. So his absence shouldn't affect myself, and it shouldn't affect the players on a Saturday afternoon. Yes, his presence will be missed, but I shouldn't think his absence should affect us when we go into battle on Saturdays at 3 o'clock. So again, presence as a person will be missed, but not 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. That's over to us. That's up to us.
But planning forward, do you need a figurehead? Is the club rudderless? That's what I'm trying to say. I'll be straight.
Rudderless, no. As long as I'm at a football club, I don't think any club would be rudderless. I left one or two clubs in the past, i.e. I could mention Southend, and the club became rudderless. So I'm well capable of running a football club, not in the financial or the commercial side of things, but I'm well capable of running the football side of things. So the football side of things at this football club should have nothing to worry about. Anything that goes wrong will be down to me. Anything that goes well will be down to me. So I take full responsibility for football side and football operations at the club. In the periphery, the background, whatever's going on upstairs or whatever is boardroom level is nothing really to do with us. We can't influence it, we can't change it, we can't push it on, we can't make it better, we can't fix what's gone on in the past. All that nonsense. Whatever will be. But now the football club, as far as I'm concerned, the football side of things is my domain, and I think we're in a really good place.
Yeah, and that goes for going forward as well. I mean, you know, you want to be planning for next season. I'm sure you are, even though you don't want to talk about it too much. But, you know, are you confident that there will be a replacement soon, and then you'll be, because they get the say on whether you can get a player or not, don't they?
Yeah, look. If you want me to be blunt, I've got my pre-season fixtures already organised. I've got our pre-season plan organised. I've got from now to the end of the season organised. We're taking one or two lads in on trial weekly and daily, weekly, monthly. We have all that organised. I'm planning for future. I've spoke to several players regarding next season. So there's a lot of organisation, a lot of planning, and a lot of commitment going into the future. So. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. I don't see any real negativity at this moment in time. I think it's all positive, and the vibes we're getting from certain players in certain parts of the football fraternity is really, really good, and it's a pre-season programme that we're well down the road with, and we're looking forward to.
Brilliant.
But I don't want to take my eye off the last 9 games. Make sure you put that down.
I'm on it now.
Is it Gareth, presumably, is it your sort of link to those sorts of things? If you need anything, is it Gareth Evans?
Well, myself, Joe Dunn and Chris Finn are responsible for football operations. I speak to Gareth, I speak to Kelly, who have been a cornerstone of this football club, who've been brilliant, and obviously Pete Madigan and Mark Crooks are in the background as well. I don't really need to speak to Mark or to Pete, only when I need something. So at this moment in time, I'm not really in need of much. We've touched base, we've organised and kind of got things moving in the right direction for next season. Like I say, I've put 5-6 pre-season friendlies in place. We've put timing schedules, we've put all that in place. So there has been a lot of planning going on in the background, football planning, shall I say, football operations, shall I say. So we're well on the way. We're well down the road, and it's been quiet. And that's probably what the game off last week, that's probably helped us or aided us get all those things in place over the last 2 weeks.
Never mind it, because you obviously know how to run a football club. Are we going to see the end of the sporting director model, do you think? Or because you're quite happy looking after the football, to be brutally honest?
I'm quite happy looking after the football side of things. If the board or somebody comes and tells me that they're going to go in a different direction, I will just have to. I will just have to go along with it. My advice and what I would be saying to the board if I was asked, or if a member of the public asked me what I would be saying, I've no problem saying it. I would think that a League Two club wouldn't really need a sporting director or a director of football. I think I've got enough knowledge. I think between myself, Joe and Chris Finn, got enough knowledge, we've got enough contacts, and we know the game enough. And like I've always said, and I've always been straight, probably too blunt, if the results are not good, the performances are not good, my head is on the block. And I want that to be my head, I don't want it to be someone else's head. I want that to be totally down to me. Good, bad or indifferent, it will be down to me, no one else. I don't want to be looking over my shoulder and making excuses or pointing the finger at someone else. I take full responsibility for good, bad or indifferent at the football club. And I don't want to be looking at a sporting director, or I don't want to be waiting on someone to be helping me through. I'm well capable of helping myself, to be quite honest.
Colchester, I guess it shows no guarantees. You can spend money, it doesn't guarantee anything. They probably expect maybe to be 11 points clear themselves, spending that amount of money, and yet you're the ones in a position of strength. It's funny, I think.
Yeah, well, it's look, there was quite a lot of talk, quite a lot of noise around about December, January when they went out on their spending spree. Well, that's I think they've gone through 3 managers over the course, but the finances don't bring stability. It's hard work, it's good graft, and on the training pitch, it's good, honest players, and that's what we've got. We've got real good, honest players. We've got a real good group of players. I believe, and we've got a top management team as well in this division who know the way around the division, and I think between myself, Joe, between the rest of the staff and the players, we've got some really good people at the football club, and that's what football's always been about, good people. And I think we've got a lot of good people at this football club, and probably hence the reason why we're maybe that 11 points, is it? That 11 point gap. So yeah, I don't normally speak like that, but look, nobody else will say it for me, hint hint. So I'll say it for myself. Yeah, I do think we've got some real good people, and I think we've done really well to stave off any danger or any threat, to be quite honest.
Joe will certainly know a lot about their squad, and well, I don't know how many are left, mine, but he's sort of he's useful to have, to say the least, going to Colchester.
Yeah. Again, it'll be a yardstick. It'll be a good yardstick, because our first game, if I can remember correctly, our first game was here against Colchester, so it'll be a real yardstick as to how far we've come, how far we need to go. But yeah, I know they've changed. I get all that. I understand that. I know they've made 13, 14 signings in January. I get all that. I understand that. But it'll be a much bigger, harder, tougher challenge away from home as well. But yeah, our first game was here against Colchester, and I thought we played really well. I think we played them in the FA Cup as well. So we've played them twice, and we've had 2 positive results. And we are looking for one on Saturday as well, another positive result. Joe will be very useful to have. Not only for Saturday because it's Colchester, but it's a club that he speaks highly of. He's done a tremendous job there at all levels. I think he's done every job apart from kitman or bootman at the club. He's done everything at the football club. And look, their loss is my game. Joe should never have been allowed to leave the football club, but he has been. So hey ho, their loss is their game.
Because how important is he to you? He's the fact that you can even rely on him to do press duties, whatever. He's almost he's a manager as a number 2, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and you always bring. I like to be challenged. I like when the players challenge me. I like when the players ask me questions. I like when the players come to me with problems. Joe comes to me with solutions. He doesn't come to me with problems. He comes to me with solutions. He thinks like a manager because he's been there. So yeah, we've got a real good relationship. He's very analytical, Joe. He's very cool, calm, collected. I'll have a roar, I'll have a shout, and I'll have a little. But we're probably different. We're probably 2 different people, 2 different characters. So it's probably why we get on so well and do so well. But yeah, he's really got a real good eye for players as well. He's very analytical, and the players love him. The players get on great with him. And the amount of players that both himself and myself have helped through their careers and pushed on to bigger and better things. And I think that's when me and Joe smile. I think that's what brings me and Joe to life, when we push players on and when we get them onto the next level. Because let's be honest, that's what we want to do with these group of boys. We want to push these group of boys. Hopefully it's a collective, hopefully it's the club as well. But if it's not, we want to push individuals, as many of them as possible, onto the international stage, onto the next level, onto the next division, and we want to just make them better. And we hope when they leave us or we leave them, we hope they look at us and say, God, those two made us better, not only as footballers but as people as well.
Aaron and Priestley, they missed out. You said they were touch and go when it was Tranmere. Are they back in the?
Yeah, Aaron should be fine. Aaron should have no problems. We're just trying to gauge Priestley today, and he'll maybe get another training session under his belt tomorrow. So it's a case of will we or won't we with Priestley. But Aaron should be fine. Aaron's trained well. Like I said, the game was at Tranmere, just came 24 hours, 48 hours too soon for the two lads. So we're hopeful that both players will be. Aaron will definitely be, but Priestley will just have to get him through another training session tomorrow and see how he is, assess him after that.
Declan, is he?
Yeah, Declan's back. He's up. He's functional. He's fully mobile. He's trained for the last 10 days with us. We hoped to get a game last Tuesday, but again the weather. We couldn't get a pitch with the weather. We wanted to play on Tuesday. We wanted to get a game, a reserve game, if you like, or what do they call them nowadays? Under 23s or development games, whatever you want to call them. But we hoped to get an in-house game and put Declan in it, get him some minutes. But that wasn't possible with the weather, so we didn't have a pitch. But yeah, Declan is fully fit. He's fully available, and he just now needs minutes. He just now needs some game time.
Brilliant.